the 43rd Bassmaster Classic, presented by Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Are you ready?
Pain in the ass. Pain in the ass. It's all pain in the ass. Pain in the butt, actually. How's that?
I found a handful of areas pretty good. Where we started this morning was my best area, but it's kind of far back in a creek. Got kind of cold, but there was so many fish there, you know, I had to give it a chance. So I stayed there a little, probably too long. But what kept me there is I caught two decent fish, and then lost a decent one bouncing, and then had like two other good bites. So I ended up staying there thinking they'll start biting, but. You know, I'm staying on a lake in a camper, and you know, last night it was blowing like 20 plus easy all night, and it was cold. You know, it was like down to lower 20s in the morning, and I figured a lot of my other stuff would just be too cold and blown out. But I know what happened is you know, the runoff from the water that we had, the rain and snow we had, mainly snow and snow melt, was cooled the water off just a little too much where I was fishing. It was like, what, 40 when we started, 39.5 or something. And it warmed up to 42, but it just never got warm enough. I ended up leaving, and you know, I had a little over an hour to fish when I left. And to my surprise, I went to an area another one of my good areas that I had, and I figured the water would be like 40, you know, cold, and it was actually 45 and 46 in the corner we fished. Very surprising. I just, you know, a lot of times when that happens, you know, it's on a wind-blown bank, so that cold wind blowing that bank all night last night. But what happens is it carries all the warm water from the other end of the lake, or a cove, the creek we're fishing, and piles it up against a bank. It kind of pushes all the warm water where you think it would be freezing cold is actually much warmer. And just you know, I've been fishing all these years, and I still kind of didn't figure that one out until later, too late. About time. Jeez, man. Hasn't been this tough. I'll take it.
Feeling warmer now?
A little warmer. I brushed the ice. I wanted to say, I said that earlier once, I wanted to say it again. Jeez, man. Cayenne pepper's hot. It's still getting me.
You ready for a shot?
I don't want to drink all your coffee.
Huh?
I don't want to drink all your coffee.
Doug. No.
Trying to get out of your way, too.
Not you. Pretty sure that was one. I just told him on that cast, I said I need a bite. Just need to get a limit and get out of here. I got a big fish spot I want to go check out. There you go, Sago. That would be 3. They're all about the same size, aren't they?
Yep.
Nice fish, but...
There you go, Aaron. Stay with it.
Yeah. I'm gonna start where the warmer water is. I'm gonna stay that water where we fished today is not gonna warm up much. It might get to like 43, 44 today, but it's not cool back off. Is that basically the core, the majority of the water down deep even it's really cold. Where we ended up today though, where that warmer water blew into, it's mixed up. So that water is actually probably 5-6 degrees warmer, like 10 feet down.
Okay.
So it's a no-brainer for me to where I'm gonna start. My second best spot I found is at the marina right there. I should have came here earlier. They didn't leave where we were at. It's just, you know, they're still there. I might run in there in the afternoon tomorrow, and after give it a, you know, afternoon, literally like maybe after 12 o'clock, I might run in there and check it. But it's just frustrating because there's just so many fish where I was at, and some good ones too. And I figure I'd catch 13 to 18 pounds is what I figure I'd catch in there if I caught a big one. And it just, I guess it happens, you know. It's just it was a bad day. I was throwing like a natural. It had some black in it. Some of the jigs I've been throwing are black and brown. I'm sticking to more natural. Just because where I was fishing was, as you saw, was 5-6 foot visibility. So there's no real reason to fish a black jig. And you get in that dirtier water a lot of times. That's why you fish black, because it's more visible and they see it to eat it. Black, I mean, black's always a really good color. But that's the reason I did it more natural color. That water is that's the cleanest water I've seen in the whole lake. Is, you know, you can see the bottom at 7 feet in practice, and today we can see down, you know, 4 or 5 feet. It's still pretty clear. Usually when the water is like it is now, it's in the 40 to 45. I like pork. I still use a lot of pork. You know, you want something that's, you know, a big chunk or something kind of bulky a lot of times. Kind of slow it down a little bit. You know, the warmer it gets, a lot of times you use a smaller trailer and fish a jig a lot faster, but right now I'm just kind of dragging it. It depends where you're fishing too. If you're down, say Louisiana, where the water is like 60 this time of year and they're pre-spawn, or Toledo Bend where there's, you know, a lot of big fish, a lot of times I'll fish like a number 1 pork or like a big bulky chunk. You know, I'll put a full-size brush hog on the back of a jig. There's something real big. But with the water being this cold, I tend to stick to a little bit smaller profile jigs. You know, like I would say I was using a number 11 Uncle Josh with it moves a lot easier. Like, so if you fish the jig real slow, it tends to, you barely can move it. Like if you drag over a rock, it's always kind of flowing and moving. And it's also the taste, you know, it's got a lot of salt in it and the fats and the pork. It really, when I fish, normally when fished by a pig and jig, they really eat it.
It was really an honor to spend the day in the boat
with
you
fun.
and had a
I wish
good
I could have
time.
caught them better though. It's frustrating. You know, that's tournament fishing now. It's not the way you want to start your classic. It's 3 fish. That's terrible.
All right, well, we'll go weigh them at the show and see what it turned out to be, and see what happens
See how
tomorrow.
bad off I am. Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.